In this episode, I'm going to be teaching you 7 digital marketing strategies that'll work incredibly well whether you're brand new to the world of digital marketing and a complete beginner or a seasoned industry pro. If you learn and listen and apply these strategies to your business, you will get results. So, with all that said, let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart, marketing strategist, and welcome to The Marketing Show, the #1 place to help you grow your business online. So if that's something you're into and you're looking for a way to generate more leads, customers, and sales, well, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. All right, let's talk digital marketing. Quite frankly, one of my all-time favorite topics to talk about. Why, you may ask? Well, quite frankly, because digital marketing changed my life. I know it sounds completely cheesy, completely unrealistic, but the reality is, it's very much true. You see, learning and understanding and applying the skills that I'm about to share with you here, well, they allowed me to go out there and start my own business, to create multiple profitable businesses after that, and effectively transform my business and my life, so I'm free to work when I want, where I want, and with who I want. You see, the beauty of marketing is that it gives you the ability to transform and to influence and to persuade others over to your point of view. So whether you have a product to sell or a service to sell, or whether you simply want to convince your friends or your partner or whoever to go see a certain movie or go visit a certain restaurant, well, marketing holds the key and really holds the power to allow you to do that. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, the meat and potatoes of what you really need to know, first, a huge thank you and a huge shout out to today's sponsor, SEMrush, also known as SEMrush. However you choose to pronounce it is okay with me. Just understand that this has been one of the most valuable tools that I've used throughout my marketing career. But even more exciting than the tool itself is the fact that SEMrush has a YouTube channel as well. So whether you want to learn the latest and greatest about SEO, all the way up to more complex research and marketing type of activities, definitely worth heading over to their channel and subscribing. It's a great source of digital marketing knowledge and actionable tips, so I'll make sure to link them up in the descriptions below. Definitely check them out. All right, so let's get back to it and right to the good stuff with my #1 tip. And the very first place you're going to want to start when you're developing and when you're honing your skills as a digital marketer, which is really understanding marketing fundamentals. In fact, this first tip really isn't so much as a strategy and more of a basic understanding, or something that you really have to understand, you really have to know and accept if you want to have any hope of succeeding in the world of marketing. And it all really does come down to the fundamentals, those proven marketing principles that have stood the test of time. I'm talking about the basics, like identifying your ideal target market, and then diving deeper and uncovering their biggest problems and pain points and frustrations. And then, of course, creating and crafting a message that positions your business as the logical and ideally the only ideal solution to their problems. And then taking that message or that offer and putting it directly in front of them, wherever they may be, and then smoothing out the entire process by making it incredibly easy to buy from you using a simple 2-step marketing funnel. But more on that in just a second. The key point here is that when it comes to being successful with your marketing, whether we're talking about traditional marketing or online marketing or digital marketing or print marketing or email marketing or whatever it is, they're all built on the same core principles, those same proven marketing fundamentals: human psychology, consumer behavior, why people do and buy and act the way that they do. The better you understand that, the better your marketing is going to be. All right, let's keep moving, and we'll get a little more tactical in this next step, which is good old-fashioned content marketing. Now, content marketing is a bit of a weird term because the reality is that anytime you create anything, it's going to be content. So whether we're talking about ads or blog posts or a podcast or a YouTube video or Instagram post or a story or anything like that, it's technically all content. And the reality is that it doesn't matter whether you're a brand new beginner to the world of digital marketing or, again, a seasoned industry pro, you'll pretty much need to be making more content. I'm talking about more blogs, more posts, more videos, more everything. This is especially true if you're brand new to the industry, because you're going to need to go out there and create a whole bunch of stuff so you can start to learn what your style is and what kind of content you like to create. But more importantly, you need to start to try to understand what your market wants from you, what content resonates, what falls flat, what topics and titles they want to hear more of, and what they just don't care about. This is one of the main reasons that I run so many polls and so many surveys whenever I get the chance, because your opinion, your advice, well, it really guides the content direction that I'm going to produce. You can see here by the example up on the screen that I ran a poll trying to find out, well, what is the next kind of video topics you want more of? And pretty obvious that content marketing and social media marketing came out on top. So I decided to drill that down further. And I said, okay, of the social media channels, which one do you want to hear more about? And pretty obvious here that Instagram is the winner, which clearly indicates there's going to be some more Instagram content coming your way soon. But aside from that, and aside from putting out content for the purpose of figuring out what your audience wants from you, well, the other side is that content marketing, it just works. And it's kind of obvious why it works too, right? All you really need to do is think of two different businesses and put them side by side. Let's say business A over here creates no content. They don't do anything, they don't write anything, they never film any videos, they never do any podcasts. You basically don't know they exist. And then business B over here, well, they've got a podcast and they're creating Instagram content and they've got a YouTube channel and they're putting out posts and they're connecting with their audience and they're a whole lot easier to be found. It's kind of obvious which business is going to win here. After all, how are you going to buy from a business if you don't even know they exist? And it's a lot easier to form that know, like, and trust factor with a business that's going out there and sharing valuable content, sharing their opinions and sharing their viewpoints, and really trying to connect with you as a customer. In fact, I could keep going on content marketing for days because I truly strongly believe in the power of it, because it's one of the main strategies I've used to build up my business and was a huge player in building up my first business, along with another strategy that I want to share with you right now, which is SEO, or search engine optimization. Now, SEO, or search engine optimization, may not be the most beginner-friendly marketing tactic or strategy to talk about, but it's incredibly important that you at least have an understanding of the basics of it, because it's going to directly influence and directly, essentially guide the way for all of your future content and your marketing strategy moving forward. So first, let's get the basics out of the way. SEO, or search engine optimization, is pretty much exactly what it sounds. It's optimizing your content for search engines like Google and Yahoo and Bing and even YouTube. In fact, especially YouTube. What it means is that it allows your content or your website to appear higher in the search rankings when someone's typing in a keyword or looking for something directly related to your business or the products or services that you offer. Obviously, this is incredibly valuable because if someone's looking for something, it only makes sense that you'd want to appear as the solution to their problem right when they're looking for it. Now, where SEO starts to get a little complicated, or a whole lot complicated, is the fact that it's a bit of a mystery box. In fact, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of factors that go into what causes different websites or different videos to rank, from titles and keywords right down to meta tags and descriptions and URLs and all sorts of really, really geeky stuff that's fun to learn if that's kind of your thing. But the reality is, if you just want to get better results, here's where you want to focus. First, you want to understand on-page ranking factors. This is true whether we're talking about a website or a YouTube video. Really what this means is making sure that your title and the words that you're using and the tags that you're putting in are an accurate and really clear description of whatever it is that you're talking about. Essentially, if you've got a website about dog walking, make sure there's dog walking in the title. Dog walking throughout the content. Maybe have a video of dog walking. How about have a picture of dog walking and label it dog walking? You get the point. The other factor is off-page ranking factors. These are things like links that are pointing back to your website. The higher the value a link, or the more authoritative the website that it's coming from, the better it's going to do. So essentially, if you can get your website listed in a chamber of commerce, or you can take a YouTube video and embed it on your website, essentially anything that's going to allow you to put a little more link juice back to your stuff is going to help it rank more. But let's leave it at that for now. The point here is that SEO is still a valuable strategy to learn, especially if you have a small niche market, or you're a local business, or you've got a very select group of people and a very specific keyword that you can rank for, because then you can dominate the search engines without trying to rank for something massive like real estate or accounting or coaching or something just way too broad. All right, that's enough on SEO. Let's move on to video marketing. Video marketing, in my slightly biased opinion, is one of the most valuable marketing tools available to you today. And if we're going to take it a step further, well, probably the best place to do your video marketing is on YouTube. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here right now talking to you on YouTube, but the reality is that YouTube has played a major role in my business growth over the years, and for every single one of my clients, pretty much the exact same thing. Those that choose to invest the time and energy and yes, money into an effective YouTube strategy, well, they're the ones that do experience the rewards from it. But of course, there are some barriers to entry with video marketing, largely the video part. After all, it's a whole lot easier to make an Instagram post or shoot a quick story or type up a blog post than it is to set up a camera and a microphone and lighting and a studio and all the stuff that goes into it. But I assure you, it is money and time and energy well spent, especially if you're strategic about it. And this means, again, coming back to those marketing fundamentals, really trying to figure out who is your ideal target market. Who are the people that you want to serve? What kind of content do they want to see? And what is going to be in alignment with your market and your business so that you're going to be able to provide the maximum value possible? So why do video? Well, it's kind of obvious, right? First of all, people love video. And in fact, it's one of the main things that people consume when they're online. Also, next to being in person or to talking face to face, well, video is the next best way to build that know, like, and trust factor. You can see someone, you can hear them, you can get a little bit of the body language better than you can through audio, and certainly better than through text. So if those are some reasons to use video, well then why YouTube? Well, again, YouTube allows you to benefit from SEO, or search engine optimization, by ranking your videos higher when someone's searching for something, but it also goes a step further and it suggests your videos to people that it think is going to benefit from them. Again, this is why you do need to come up with videos that you think people are going to enjoy and benefit from, so it can suggest them accordingly, but at least you've got that factor working for you. Plus, you can take your YouTube videos and you can embed them on your website. You can download clips and share them to other social media networks, and you can even email them to your list and to your customers, which leads me to my next strategy, email marketing. Here's the beauty of email marketing. Yes, even today, even in today's day and age when there's so many new and cooler and sexier things that you could be taking a look at, well, email marketing still holds its own in regards to potential return on investment, or the money you can make back from an effective email marketing strategy. Plus, the beauty of email marketing is that if you can write an email, you can do email marketing. Of course, the devil's in the details and there's nuances and there's good email marketing and bad email marketing, but I do not want you to overcomplicate this. Essentially, if you can write an email to a friend or to a family member, to a customer, you can do email marketing and you can probably do it pretty well, certainly well enough to get started. When it comes to email marketing, again, I really don't want to overcomplicate this for you. Just sign up for an email service provider like Drip or ConvertKit, anything like that, and then start emailing people. If you're currently emailing your customers or your database or your prospects once a month, try once a week. If you're currently doing once a week, try twice a week. If you're currently doing twice a week, maybe 3 times, maybe even 4 times. Essentially experiment and play around and try to adjust the frequency. But the reality is that the more emails you send, well, you're going to need to write them. And the more that you write, the better your writing is going to get, the better your email marketing is going to be, and on it goes in this beautiful circle. All right, so now that we've got that covered, let's move on to email marketing's little brother, SMS marketing, or text marketing. The beauty of text marketing is much like email marketing in that if you can send a text, you can do SMS marketing. Now, the beauty of SMS marketing is also a bit of the ugliness in the fact that we're kind of working in uncharted waters right now. Email marketing's been around since pretty much the beginning of email, but SMS marketing only really started relatively recently. In the last few months, it started to gain a little more traction, though we have been seeing it for the last year or so. Regardless, the point is that those ideal strategies, those ideal frequencies, the perfect things to say and how to say them, well, we're still figuring that out as we go. All that said, I've been using SMS marketing for the past few months over a number of my different businesses, and we're seeing some absolutely amazing results from them. I'm talking about 90% plus open rates and 50% plus response rates, meaning that we're getting deliverability like nothing else, and we're getting a more engaged and essentially a more valuable prospect and lead and customer from it. I think the key thing that I really want to leave you with here is that if you're doing email marketing right now, then maybe take a look at SMS marketing. But if you're not doing email marketing yet, we'll start there before diving into the waters of SMS, because it's going to teach you a whole lot before you get into the slightly more complicated waters of SMS marketing. All right, let's move on to the next strategy, which is all about social media domination. Now, essentially what this strategy is all about is taking everything that I've just shared with you and wrapping it up into one cohesive, congruent, and really profitable bundle. You see, if I believe that video marketing is one of the greatest marketing tools that we have available today, and I do because I said it, well, I also believe that social media marketing is one of the greatest tools that marketers have ever had access to in the history of the world. Seriously, this thing is amazing and it's way underrated. And the reality is that after having been in this business for the better part of a decade now, well, things have changed and they've changed a whole lot. Really to the point that now social media marketing is a relatively respected and more appreciated industry, because I remember 10 years ago trying to convince people that they needed to be on social media and they needed to do social media marketing, and it was a bit of a tough sell. In fact, back then, a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business owners, well, they looked at me as really replaceable just by the kid next door or their 12-year-old niece or whoever else, because nobody really understood how social media worked and nobody really understood the true true power behind it and the importance of a cohesive social media marketing strategy. Fast forward to today, everything's changed. Granted, there are still those people that don't quite get it. They're still kind of passing the buck on social media, they're still missing out completely, and the sad reality is they're getting left behind. You see, social media today is no longer optional, it's mandatory, so you might as well learn it and master it. What this means is taking the strategies that I've shared with you and applying them to 1, 2, maybe 3, at most 4 different channels, and really doubling down on those areas you're going to get the most bang for your marketing buck. This means going out there and identifying your ideal target market, figuring out what channel they're on, and then really focusing there, ensuring that you're delivering the right message and the right offer that directly addresses their pains and their problems and their frustrations and positions your business as the logical and only solution to their problem. Also means creating more text, more graphics, more audio, and more video content, and making sure it's ending up in front of your ideal target market. It means taking a real good hard look at your current video marketing and YouTube marketing strategy. And if you don't already have one, it's definitely not too late. Now's the time. And it means taking all of that and applying it to your email marketing strategy, and maybe even your SMS marketing strategy, so you can continue to show up in front of your ideal market, continue to nurture them, and continue to increase touch points, because we as humans associate frequency with trust, meaning the more you can show up in front of your ideal target market, the more they're going to know, like, and trust you. All right, the next piece of the puzzle is really mastering those marketing fundamentals, which is why you're going to want to check out the video I have linked up right here on Introduction to Marketing. So make sure to check that out now, and I'll see you in the next episode. Anytime you try to convince friends or family to see a certain movie, or eat at this restaurant or not that, or basically try to convince them to do anything, marketing's happening.